you ever wondered why so many, if not all of your prayers go unanswered? You feel like you're struggling to manifest. You've been doing all the right things. You've been kind, you've been loving, and you've been trying your hardest to be a good human being. But you just can't seem to catch a break. It's starting to feel like God is straight up ignoring you. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but God isn't ignoring you. It's just that you've probably been praying the completely wrong way. What most don't understand is that God's energy is completely impartial. It doesn't care if you're good or bad. And I know that sounds kind of messed up, but it's true. Obviously, I'm not saying you should become a career criminal. God only cares about your conviction in your beliefs. So the more you plead and beg for your desire, the further you actually get from your desired reality. So in this video, I'm going to talk about more allegorical Bible verses and teach you how to really pray so you can feel closer to God, whatever that means for you, and so you can start creating the life that you really want. If you stick around to the end, I'm also going to tell you about a couple of things that will guarantee that you absolutely cripple your God power and slow down your manifesting significantly, so stick around for that. If you were to go onto Google right now and type people praying into the search bar, you would get images and video clips of people on their knees with their hands together begging and pleading or grovelling on the floor. But this was the technique taught to poor people hundreds of years ago to guarantee that they don't live in their desired reality, and so they can remain slaves. So you don't want to be praying like that. But to be honest, you can pray however you like. It does not matter what position you put your body in. If you want to hang upside down, that's absolutely fine. It's all about what you feel in that moment. Like Neville Goddard said, feeling is the secret. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first verse I want to talk about is Matthew 6:6 and 6:7. This is the King James version. Now, King James is just one of the people who edited the Bible when he came into power in 1604. What these guys used to do was, when they came into power, or someone in a position of power wanted to, just flex authority, I guess, they would change the doctrine just for the sake of. So it just goes to show how much this stuff has been edited over the course of history. The verse goes something like this: "But you, when you pray, go into your room and shut the door. Pray to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret shall reward you openly." So what does this mean? It's telling you to go into your room, okay? So that is to be alone, right? It doesn't say go to church and surround yourself with 100 other people. Obviously there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. I'm just quoting what the scripture says. Go into your room and shut the door, okay? Shut the door is talking about closing your eyes. What are the eyes? The eyes are the door or the windows to the soul, right? Pray to your Father, okay? What is Father, as we've discussed in the other videos? Father is referring to God, aka consciousness. Go into your room, shut the door, pray to your Father, aka God, aka consciousness, who is in the secret place. Secrete is an old Latin word, okay? It's talking about the pineal gland, the sacred secretion process. So go into the quiet place, okay, where the sacred secretion happens. Pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret shall reward you openly. What this is saying is, what you see in your consciousness will appear on the 3D screen of space. It even mocks the heathens at the end, saying, do not use vain repetitions as the heathens do. You don't need to repeat visualizations or affirmations again and again and again, right? If you believe it, you believe it. When it's done, it's done. The second verse that I want to talk about is Mark 11:24. This verse goes like this: "Therefore I say unto you, whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you have them, and you shall receive them." This is all about understanding the process, okay? When you know how this works, and when you know that it works, okay, and it is never not working, you will believe, okay? You will automatically believe. When you believe that you have it in a way that cannot be explained, you will attain your desire. Now, I've used visualization on its own before, and Neville Goddard taught this and explained it as thinking from the end, right? You probably heard about it. It's creating a vivid scene using all of your senses, all of your 5 senses, and making a scene as real as possible, okay? And then thinking from the end. But this last couple of months, I've been practicing a slightly different technique, still using the visualizations, but I use what I call gratitude affirmations alongside. So still using the visualization process, less detailed than just like creating one whole vivid scene, literally just quick in my head with a gratitude affirmation, okay? Listen, you have to try these, okay? Don't get me wrong, anything that you add power to will work, but I've never seen or experienced anything working quite like this. In my experience, it works so fast. First thing in the morning and last thing at night before bed, okay? Using your visualizations. These are some of the things that I've used, okay? I'm so grateful to have so much love in my life, and I'm so grateful to receive more. I'm so grateful to have so many opportunities recently, and I'm so happy to receive more. I'm so happy that money flows to me so easily, and I'm so grateful to receive more. And you can create and tailor make these gratitude affirmations to fit you and your situation, whatever it is that you desire. Sit back and watch the magic happen. It's crazy. Now for the things that I was talking about that will completely ruin your manifesting if you're not careful. If you want to swim with the current instead of against the tide, you're going to want to listen to this. There are 2 things, okay, that are critically important for your manifesting. 2 things that are super important, okay? One of them is being able to visualize clearly, and secondly, being able to feel connected to your emotions, okay? Without those 2 things, you are dead in the water. So if you want to have more clarity and more control over your manifesting, don't get me wrong, it's happening all the time, whether you realize it or not, okay? Whether you believe in it or not, it's always happening. But if you want to be more active in your creations, okay, anything that stops you from visualizing or being able to feel emotions has to go. I'm talking about stuff like alcohol, drugs, you know, bad habits. Even things like watching short form content are terrible for your visualizations, right? Think about it. How can you create detailed internal pictures if you're constantly flooding yourself with dopamine and external images, right? Now I know people will say, oh well, if you believe, you believe, and you're doing it all the time whether you believe it or not. Neville Goddard used to drink alcohol every single day, you know, and he's like the king of this shit or whatever. The thing is that Neville, as amazing as he is, released his first book in 1939, okay? And things were different back then. They didn't have the knowledge around alcohol or substances, you know. Smoking weed I don't think was even a thing in 1939. I'm sure people did it somewhere, but you know, we didn't have the knowledge around alcohol, okay? And alcohol in of itself is a depressant, okay? You're going to get a short lift after your first 1 or 2 drinks, and then you're going to start to feel a little bit depressed, okay? In other words, lower your vibrations, and that is going to completely fuck with your manifesting abilities. Speaking on vibration, I've got a really cool video that is going to be dropping in the next week or 2, okay? So lock in, click the notification bell, and I'll see you soon.